Fanmail. Lovely. I'm Captain Xavier, and what have I been up to? Mostly planning for events. I've mentioned the events that I'm going to there. There should be news of another one coming up soon. It's actually the first event that I'll be going to, and I haven't announced it yet. But, of course, UMBC, the HVZ at University Maryland Baltimore College, as well as at Goucher College, will be happening in the last weekend of April. I will be attending that, along with a bunch of crew, and a fair number of auxiliary are already signed up for that. So if you are interested, check out my Call to Arms video, most recent one for that. I will be attending Jared's Epic Nerf Battle. Don't have any details on that yet. I am currently still planning to go to Foam Fest. We will see if that is still possible by July, but that is still the plan. And I had my birthday party, so thanks to all of you for the birthday wishes. There were many, many of them, and I appreciate it, as well as all the gifts, those who joined in the live stream, all the people who came to the event. It was a wonderful, wonderful time. It was good. I finished eating all of the cake. Let's get to some questions. Michael Nimrod asks, would you ever think about collaborating with Drac, Bobololo, Mr. Nathan, or other YouTubers who mod to make an amazing build? I would very much consider it. And I have done that. I just have done it with the YouTubers that are in the Pacific Northwest. So out of Darts and Walcom and Brett and Dr. Flux. I would love to do a build with Dr. Flux. We have plans to do a Juggernaut versus Juggernaut battle at some point. We just haven't gotten around to it. Waiting for weather and life to allow it. But definitely. Thomas W. When having Nerf Wars in a public park, would you recommend having a large sign that indicate the Nerf War? That'd be a wonderful idea. Generally, it's fairly obvious what with the people running around with the Nerf blasters, but yeah, a big sign, especially if there's like a parking area where people are going to be pulling up, or a walkway that people are going to be walking through. Definitely having some kind of sign to indicate what's going on would be a good idea, though the old adage goes, no matter how big you make the sign, people are not going to read it. But it definitely wouldn't hurt. And if you have the option to make one, that would be a very good idea. Robot Monkey! Do you like British fish and chips? I have never had British fish and chips, as far as I know. I've had Alaskan fish and chips, but I imagine those are quite different from the British ones, and I've never been to England. Though that will hopefully change for Foam Fest. We will see. I may have to make it a point to try fish and chips while I'm there, just so I can be sure. Bittle! I wonder if there was more of a name, but it got cut off when I copied all this. Anyway, out of all the blasters Dart Zone released in their pro lines, which blasters do you consider to be your favorite? I really do like the Striker. I like the way that one works, though the Nexus is just fabulous. I like the color, I like the form factor, I like the performance, I like everything about it. Their whole line is fantastic. Haven't played enough with the Mark III to really know how I feel about it. I have a whole mod kit for it that Out of Dart sent me, and maybe someday I'll actually get around to building it. Campbell Nerfworks also sent me stuff for that, and one of these days, I'm getting there. I'm getting through my backlog of builds. I got some building done today, and it's gonna be fun. Dante Combo. Have you ever seen the anime Van Helsing? Yes, I've seen it. I'm particularly a fan of the abridged version. Hilarious. If so, how would you make dart shooting replicas of Alucard's blaster? Me, personally, I wouldn't. But if I were going to, I would just use something along that line. But I'm not sure you can actually see that in the video. Something like the Desert Pigeon, but just make the barrel much, much longer. And that's really all you'd need to do. And the colors, of course. Riker Johnson, what is the most random, useless knowledge you know? Wait until the next question. It will in fact answer this. Autumn Eula Neshoba, what is the cube root of a squirrel? Well, turns out there is such a thing, or there's a concept known as a squirrel number. A squirrel number is any number where the reverse of the square of the number is equal to the square of the reverse of the number. And if that makes absolutely no sense to you, good, you're paying attention. An example would be 12. If you take 12 and square it, you get 144. If you reverse that, you get 441. If you square 12 reversed, or square of 21, is 441. And therefore 12, and consequently 21, are both squirrel numbers. Another example, 13 is also a squirrel number, as is, I believe, 102, and therefore 201, and 103, and 301. It's almost always 2s and 1s and 3s that have this particular property. But yeah, there's a random bit of knowledge. There is such a thing as a squirrel number, and obviously the cube root of a squirrel number would be the cube root of that number. I don't know if there are any squirrel numbers that are perfect cubes. The number also can't be itself forward and backwards, so it can't be a palindrome. So 11 doesn't work, even though it meets all those properties, but they're not distinct numbers, so they don't count. Anyway, also apparently anything that begins with a 0, so 10 and 01, because 01 is, it gets funky. I don't actually know who came up with this, or if it's actually an official number, you know, sequence in mathematics, but I found it online and it's fascinating. So there you have it. Crow0920. I know you say you can't play Fallout 2, 3, or New Vegas, but would you have any desire to play the first two, since they are top-down RPGs? And if you do play them, would you live stream them? No and no. I have no time to start new video games. I barely have time for the video games I want to play. There are bugs in my shop. I murder you, sir. Right. Not a lot of questions this time. I think people spent all their questions in the live stream, so only the one page today, and not nearly as much loot because everyone sent their loot for my birthday, so it's going to be a short video. Fabulous, because I got stuff to do. Take that! Oh, missed. Right, to the swag! Right, well, we have a number of package and one letter, which we will start with, because I like getting letters. This is from a Carson, apparently, has written me a letter. I have no idea what to... I love your videos. I have. Can you, Ben afar, send we a year arrival, please? I have no idea what? I don't know what's going on here. Maybe comment on this video explaining what's going on here. Carson, somebody. But thank you for the letter. I do appreciate it. I appreciate all letters, even when I have no idea what they're about. Right, let's start with this. I think I know what it is. I think it's ducks. It is ducks! And a note! Hopefully. Is there a note? Is there a note? Belated! Happy belated birthday! Out of curiosity, are you still planning to make a target out of the rubber ducks that I sent in the past from Bacon Duck? Yes, I still plan to do something with the ducks. I just don't know what. Or how well it'll work. Do they squeak? They do not appear to squeak. I object. Anyway, I have more ducks for my duck loadout. You just wait. I will run it one of these days. Speaking of ducks, local friends who also sent me ducks. I believe. Oh, no. These are slightly bigger ducks. And they do squeak. Which means these ones probably do squeak. I'm just not trying hard enough. I'll try harder. Can they squeak? No. These definitely do not squeak. I object. This one squeaks. But not only did they send me squeaky ducks, they sent me the coolest thing ever. Lego ducks. A whole bunch of Lego ducks. Which is just super cool. Super cool. Mini ducks. These will go in the duck loadout. These will go in the Lego room because that is how it works. Right. Next, we have this. A thing from Stuff. Is there any explanation? There might be. There may be. We have a book, Put the Kettle On, an American Guide to British Slang. Telly and Tea. Neat. Tipping is not an expectation. Good to know. Curry and Indian food. Pants. I happen to use pants as a swear word too. Well, that's cool. Neat. This will be very useful for when I go to England. Is there an explanation? Aha! I'll see you at the palace for tea and scones. Also, Queenie and I sent you QOTD. What's the sound of... That's the sound of soup. From Adam Mack. What? I have no idea what's going on. Is there an explanation? Explain your stuff. Right. Well, got an awesome book. Put that in the stuff going into the house. All right. We have a thing. We have a thing here. It is definitely a thing. That I will figure out how to get into, hopefully without destroying anything. I'm in. I think. Fantastic. Look. Aha! This Christmas train is leaving the station in time for present joy and celebration. Hope you have a wonderful holiday. I'm looking forward to my new job. Hope I think they sent me a present that was sent to them. What is going on? What? Good Lord. Good Lord. Oh, Captain, my Captain, a delightful happy birthday to you, though I fear the delivery might arrive late. Included is a set of Lego that I received for my Yule. They did, in fact, re-gift me Lego for, which is awesome. May it elicit joy in your hands, or in the hands of those whom you choose to gift it to. You just keep passing it on. Also included are some score sheets for playing a Yahtzee variant of my own Tactical 5 Dice, aka Casualty count. Interesting. The core difference in play mechanics is that the dice normally ignored in the course of typical Yahtzee are instead totaled at the end and subtracted from one's score, which puts a bit of a twist on the usual optimal choices of gameplay. For your information, to those who will be attending MarsCon or Fantasy, there will be a blaster tag boarding action at each event. Well, that just sounds awesome. Also, it's looking well for me and my wife to attend the end of April HVZ in Maryland. That would be awesome. Yes. Blessed be you and yours, for the word of dibs is boom! Best regards, Arison Staubley, a.k.a. Marcus Monk. Well, I absolutely hope you make it to the UMBC game, because I will be there, and it shall be a lot of fun. That is fascinating. I shall have to try this combat Yahtzee. That does sound like an interesting... I like variations on game. It makes things interesting. Cool. Very, very cool. Thank you. All right. We have one more loose package, which apparently came to me from Canada. And it's books. It's a bunch of books. A couple of books. It's... Ooh. Warhammer Dwarves. Yes, sir. Awesome. Because dwarves are cool. I was slightly sad that there aren't cool space dwarves. I mean, there's squats. Is that what they're called? They're not quite the same. Space wolves, awesome. Do I have this one already? I don't know. Still awesome. Very cool. Love all of the lore that goes along with all of this. Space wolves are cool. And Eldar, most excellent. Very cool. Farseers, Warlock Council, very cool. What edition are these? No idea. Very, very cool. Thank you. I am slowly putting together both a decent collection of older D&D books, 3.5 D&D manuals, and now an increasing collection of Warhammer Codex. So that is super, super cool. Thank you. All right. Finally, we have a package. A dubious package. Nah, a nope. Hi, Chaylo! Thanks for reviewing another one of my products. This stock is actually a collaboration between me and the guys over at Blaster Core. They came to me with an idea, and I did most of the work designing it. The plan was for them to produce it and sell it on their Etsy, but since they've shut down, I have now become the manufacturer. Stock is for the Nexus Pro, obviously, and not compatible with any other blasters, so far as I know. It was heavily inspired by Real Steel AR-15 stock, the Hera CQR. The goal was to make the stock that looks good and matches the look of the Nexus, while not detracting from the functionality of the blaster. The stock features easy teardown, so you can quickly swap springs or change tuning caps. Speaking of which, it should be compatible with the Out of Darts tuning caps as well as the 3DPS's spring adjuster for the Nexus. Ooh, I gotta get myself one of them. I haven't tested that personally though. To tear it down, all you have to do is pull the pin on the butt plate, then slide the butt plate and the extender up. Then just slide the orange cheek rest back and voila! You have access to the cap and the spring. If you find any of the sliding parts to be stiff, just add a little bit of lube. Stock is about 200 millimeters long, but I offer multiple extenders, including 35 and 50 option. The 35 is included by default, so that's what I sent you. A couple of other things to note is to make sure you tighten the stock lock bolt so that the stock doesn't slide off when you sling your blaster. In addition, be careful when installing the grip screws. I've gotten some complaints about them getting stripped easily. I'm currently looking for a better alternative. If you have any questions, you know where to contact me. So you say. Also, if you don't mind plugging my Etsy page as possibly my YouTube page in your video, that would be great. Thanks for the review. It means more than you know. I look forward to working with you more in the future, as well as getting to play with you at some of the HVGs in April. I am so looking forward to those events. Me too. Okay, so we have gizmos. We have gizmos. We have the most gizmo-y gizmo. If you hadn't caught, this is Rex Tech. Oh, that is pretty. Oh man. Oh man, oh man, that is. Air! The extender, I see. I see. Yes, yes. I see. Yup. Yup. Okay. Okay. Well, this will be getting its own video. Stay tuned for that in the relatively near future because, well, that is just pretty nifty looking. I like. That is a neat concept for the teardown. That in the back, that is a gorgeous print. I like the sling mounts on both sides. Very nice. Yeah, that's gonna be a fun video. So stay tuned for that. You spoil me, all of you. You know who you are. You are amazing and awesome, and I appreciate absolutely everything. And thank you for watching.